Life is a continuous journey. A journey to a destination unknown. Each day we wake up not knowing what the day has in store for us. The precious gift of life is what we cherish most and is what matters. How we survive is beyond our control. At times, we just have to accept the harsh reality that our wishes and dreams will remain wishes and dreams because we don't have control over our destiny. The lower Shire Valley is Malawi's lowest area, with altitudes below 50 meters above sea level. We now take a journey to this area in order to appreciate life in the lower Shire Valley. As we drive past this place, the flood's aftermath is still visible, and Shire River can still be called a river of death due to several factors. We'll come back to that later though. We drive on to Nsanje district, formerly Port Herald. Nsanje is one of the poorest districts in Malawi and is virtually dependent on government and non-government organizations' aid. Major income comes from smallholder farming. Crops are grown using almost entirely rain-fed agriculture. Nsanje was devastated by a flood in January 2015. A 20-kilometer long vein of cropland on the east bank of the Shire River was overwhelmed, destroying resources needed to sustain the population for a year. Other areas of Malawi were also devastated by the flood around this time. We get to Bangula and we realize that it's business as usual. People are using the very buildings that was submerged in water in January, but survived. What is going to happen in the event of another flood come the rainy season? The Department of Disaster Preparedness is obviously sleeping and will only wake up when another disaster strikes. Well, we proceed with our visit and arrive at a place called Moyo, literally meaning loss of life. We are interested to find out why the place has a very scary name. We are told that many lives have been lost here due to several factors. Moyo is not a river as such. It is rather a Shire River overflow due to flooding. The place is highly infested with crocodiles and hippos, which have killed a lot of people around here. We are also told that there is no road connecting Bangula and Makanga on the other side because a bridge connecting the two places was washed away by floods. A lot of people have also drowned because of this washaway, hence the name Moyo, loss of life. Then comes another surprise. A truck full of maize comes in at this dock. We find out that World Food Program, WFP, is assisting those displaced by the floods at Makanga and surrounding areas. And the fastest means of getting there is by using these canoes to ferry maize to the other side. This truck is carrying 650 bags of maize, we are told, and the cost of ferrying the maize to the other side is 500 kwacha per bag. We get curious to get to the other side and see how life is there. We have to be brave enough because people around here keep telling us about crocodiles, hippos, and hippos. We hire BG-11, destination unknown, no life jackets. Well, we have to move on. A short prayer should do the trick.
Olha me que ya. Zwagali dona. Ya nangasi. Makadi kwende sende salendo akabwa hapa ndifema uje. Masadiki.
We meet a lot of canoes on our way, ferrying people from Makanga and Fatima to Bangula and back.
Kama enda donji makadi kupita sija ine mimi yanzatu. Kasi yandu. Tikachokera fumeno kujaso. Timaenda sinu momuno vira sija Bangula kasi yandu. Madzi muno donji medu mapanga. Ndoti tikamanya muno tonjokera ku Makanga. Timapita kasi ya ku Bangula. Anthu Bangula sija kwezaso timakasiyaso ku Makanga. Ndi wadeire timakhatu kumenda madzi. Kwenda pa maboti. Kumefika kama ndo timakhaza tu ravani gani. Tapasidwa ke ifuninga mashovera gani. Ngati zimajira nzatu Banda mlakango kaba pachela ndiga mamili pasagani. Nzime timapanga fe. Ainaje mabodi kumanda amenaje. Iyo ni njira tonjindeta njira ndaya mwifano mwinjiro dzina nduti. Mtsinje ndumenu. Bridge ya mai ndimenu. Pambuyo bose pamene papa padali ngati makalavati adai kama drift zikalavati. Unalibe kuika bridge ngamene zinalifa malo adali ochepa. Te malo atakula ndi pamene asilikala anabweresa bridge yawo. Kwa usaika bati silingaiba baba. Apa chakwima. Iba.
We arrive at a washaway bridge, popularly known as Bridge Yamai, because it was built during the Joyce Banda administration. We stop in order to have a closer look at the Amai Bridge. Well, it seems this was surely a low-cost bridge, which could not withstand the floods, even just for a season. One wonders, how much was spent on this bridge?
Amini na uzaro amini. That bridge ani ngati maikonza ichosa mbumeenda naye town kuno munaenda naye town dai isala kuno.
Apanga kuna mafeji meji makonza ncha original. Kaoni Mwanza, kaoni Mangoji, okay?
Chabu, kuno Nsanje simadzi wako madzi mena maendera. Keji mtown chinaenda ponto dai. Mwene madzi mabwera mwene 3 days mvule kukwapula. Ninji. Bridge ndikwenda ine.
It's hot, and we rush down from the Amai Bridge to wash our faces down the Shire River. The canoe driver whispers and waves us back, saying he should get down first, lest crocodiles attack us.
Boss. Banakulu. Yes.
Well, maybe he is related to these crocodiles. Who knows? As much as this washaway has caused a lot of inconveniences to people here, some people are cashing in by running canoe business. A very lucrative business by the standards here. As we arrive at the other side of the Ntaya dock, we find a lot of activity. Trucks being loaded with maize for distribution to those displaced by the floods. We decide to leave the boat at this dock and proceed to see how the displaced are faring. Motorbikes are the fastest means of transport around here, so we hire motorbikes to Makanga at a camp called Chigwamafumu, a distance of about 20 kilometers. Well, our risk continues as these motorbike operators have no helmets. Another prayer will be in order. As we move on, we are amazed to see a bridge called Jiromo. This bridge was built some decades ago, but is still intact. The floods which washed away the Amai Bridge failed to wash away the Jiromo Bridge. It has stood the test of time. Well, if you can't build something better than the one that is there, maintain the same standards at least. We have to move on. We arrive at the Chigwamafumu camp. We find these people who have refused to move to upland because they claim there are no amenities and moving would bring even more problems. Urute Dave is a mother of 4 and her husband deserted her when she was 4 months pregnant with her last born. She can hardly survive. She says she would rather stay at this camp than move upland because she has nothing. She is surviving on a fresh sponge right now. But for how long is she going to stay here? She has no house, no land to farm, and no money. She is not the only one in this predicament. People here feel government is not doing enough to relocate them because it seems nothing is being done to prepare for the next rainy season. These are flood-prone areas.
Chimene chikundivutitsa kuti ndisasamuke ndikuti ndikuswekera zinthu ziwiri zitatu. Chimene chikundivutitsa kuti ndisasamuke choyamba 1 majede ali ovuta, 2 kumene kupita anthuko madziso ndi ovuta, 3 kumene konso ndingane kuti ananga amakhala amabwera pano pa skulu kumene konso skulu kulibe, 4 chipatala kulibe. Ndiye nkovuta kuti ndikonyamuka pandekha pano kupita kakhala pamalo ngati pamene mukunenapo palibe zinthu ngati zimenezo. Ndi zinthu zovuta pamoyo wa munthu umafunikira zinthu ngati zimenezo.
We don't believe these people, so we decide to proceed to where some have relocated, and we keep on running out of fuel. Well, fuel is not a problem here, as it is sold everywhere. We don't know how safe this fuel is anyway. It's another long motorbike ride. Riding is a nightmare, as there is a lot of sand here. We get to Rural River, where we find a makeshift bridge. Those who can't afford a boat fee use this bridge. We hired 2 boats to get us across the Rural River, together with our hired motorbikes. We arrive at Oceana very late. Oh no, it's like people have just been dumped here. These people have been here since January 2015. They have no food, no hospital. Red Cross is now drilling a borehole. This is a great relief to the residents here.
Kumbali ya grupu manyo mafumu atu onse tasamuka tili kuntunda kuno. Palibenso muntu amene asala kumusiku. Ngati kwa sala anzatu nimene kunena kuti kumakanga fakuti mwina mwake iwoja nkhani zimene zikubangisa kuti zalimbise kumene kuyani nkhani una kuti kuli ma APA komanso kuli ujeni edimagi komanso kuli misika yokhazikika kuli zamagesi ndi anthu achazimale pesa kuti abwere kuno ifauna kuti kulibe kuno zoyenera.
We leave Oceana not convinced that the Department of Disaster Management is doing enough. Is it doing anything, by the way? Some of the displaced people have started building structures, but they have nowhere to farm. We are far away from where we have left the hired canoe to take us back to Bangula, and it's getting dark. Now we remember the crocodile hippo talk, and this reality sinks in that the risk is now even greater than thought. Are we going to be safe at night? Well, another prayer, a long one this time around. Our ride on the Shire at night is as scary, but for a while, we forget about the crocodile and hippo fear and start thinking about the situation here. Why should there be hunger when the Shire runs past Kulowa and Nsanje districts all year round? Why can't people be empowered to do irrigation along the Shire River? Where is the much-touted Green Belt Initiative? We have no answers. We make it to the other side around 8 at night and drive on to Nsanje Boma. Daybreak takes us to Nsanje Inland Port. We now head to Nsanje, a 27-kilometer drive, to learn more about cultural practices and the traditional ways of life of the people of Nsanje. Once beaten, twice shy. As we arrive at Nsanje, we know for sure that accommodation, will be another challenge. So we decide to mount our own tent. We are here to meet one Eric Aniva. Eric has been practicing traditional cleansing known as Fisi and Nyalumbi, Kulowa kufa. It seems to be a good business because the service is paid for. Amongst the Sena, the belief is that when a husband or wife dies, the widow or widower has to be cleansed lest the whole village perishes.
Chikhalija kuno munthu jaka mwalira tikapita kama mwalira ni mamuna atsani nkazi ndiye tikachoka kumeneja kumanda kuja tikafika pakhomo ndipo timapha nkhuku imeneja amatengaza mimba muja amadya ndi munthu amene adaferedwa uja na munthu amene tampeza kuti azapite kufa kuja tangula uja ndiye cholinga akapanga zimeneja ndikuti amasula mudzi wonse aumasula chifukwa ndi ufulu anthu kujambo nyama akapena kagula nyama kunsika ufulu umene ulipo akapanda onse apanga zimene zindi kuti anthu nyama kunsika sakagula pambuyo apitidwe kufa munthu uja kupanda kupanga izi ndi matenda munthu ja adwala papezeka matenda ndithu matenda meno ngosa chilisika chifukwa timati aphonyana mkufa kudapitidwe iyayi.
But why can't they just abandon this practice altogether?
Zimene zosanamizani sala sizitheka kuti zitheke apa ndi sizitheka chifukwa chani wani pabuka matenda chifukwa imfa ja pamene pakhomba ja sichoka tingati tingokhala choncho pakhomba ja imfa sitha ndipo pabuka matenda munthu wina wacha kungolowa nyumba ngatiyo ndimene ngatinge matenda kapena anyamata pamene pacha kungoti apita nyumba mwacho chifukwa munthu chakamwaliratu ndikuti onse pa nyumbapo sapita nyumba mwawo ndipo azingokhala olo yandikana waneba sapanga chigolo na akazena akazawo azingokhala chifukwa akuopa imfa chifukwa kungoti apita nyumba mwawo na akazawo ndikuti imfa ja kuitenga ndikuti adwala ndithu
teni baideni kuti iphe ndi nyando
We catch up with Eric, who says he has been doing this since 1985 and has slept with 104 widows. I repeat, 104 widows. But how does it work?
Miyambo ya kunoku kunsanje kuno yokhudzana ndiza kulowa kufa munthu akamwalira pamudzi timalowa kufa ndiye tikamalowa kufa chonchija pamapezeka kuti no munthu abale achaja amatha kumpeza munthu kuti ife tapezedwa ndizovuta ndiye bwanji uti thandize kuti utilowere kufa ndiye zimatheka kuti munthu amavomera malinga ndi chikhalidwe chathu nsanje kuno timavomera kuti chabwino ndiye kulowa kufaku ndikalowa ndiye pali chani ndi chani akuti panopa pali kufa ndi unyalumbi okay ndiye timachaja makobiri.
Eric is married and has 2 wives right now, but he has married 5 times. Eric stays with both wives at the younger wife's village, where he has built a house for each of them. Eric is now HIV positive. 2, one of his wives. The other is yet to go for an HIV test.
Panopa ndisaname kuchipatala kundipeza ndi bulanda kuti panopa chithandizo kuchipatala chimandipeza monga ngati mene ndi matenda mene kumvekera mdziko muno.
But does Eric tell his wives that he has been hired for the cleansing?
Tikamapita kuti tukakalowa kufa kuja panyumba paja mkazi uja timamuza kuti panopa kujatu ukona padabwera anthu pano eti kuti adabweza ndipempha kuti wandikapheje kule ndiye panopa ine ndilikwenda pokoti ndachaja kobiri ndikobiriza ndichajewozire pano tinachita tepa wava nangene ndikubuka pano bi ndikwenda kule bi ndikobirizi phatira nkazanga.
We are shocked to see that the practice is accepted here. We leave Eric for a while and look for women who also practice the cleansing. This woman lost her husband and she could not make ends meet. So she decided to join the cleansing group. She is also HIV positive.
Amuna amene nagulidwa nawo 28 amene napita nawo kufa. Ndiye ndidakhala kupita kuchipatala kukhazikisa anandipeza ndi positive. Ndiye pamene ndakhala kuzisinga kuenda pesa positive amandiuza kuti inu musaendende mwende mugwire chunje muzitenga shango muzikeli mamuna koma kufa konkuno chikhedo chatu miyambo yatu amudzi kufa sanga lole kupita ndi shango amaganiza.
The second woman we find has a background that sends us into shivers. She has lost 3 husbands and decided to start this cleansing business.
Kulowa kufa ndalowa ndi amuna 20 ndidayamba choti cholinga ni mavuto amene ndakumana nawo. Ndidakwadwa ni mamuna kumwalira wachiwiri kumwalira woyamba nansira mwana mmodzi wachiwiri ana 3. Wachitatu sinabereke naye.
Well, it should be a bitter pill to swallow for the government of Malawi and non-government organizations that are fighting HIV and AIDS. They are definitely fighting a losing battle if this cultural practice is not tackled from the grassroots. Poverty has again shown its ugly face here because all the people we have met say money is the main catch for them to indulge in this practice. Eric's only survival is by indulging in this Kulowa kufa business. He has to survive. He's a family man after all. Eric reveals that he has children with some of the women he has cleansed, but has always denied responsibility, saying he was just hired to perform the cleansing.
Mene timapita mujamo kumapangidwa mahayaraja timapeza akazi ndithu kuti no ena basi obereka ena osabereka nditikapeza aja obereka aja ndithu timatha kwapasa pathupi kenaka basi mkazi uja wayima ndi wayima bwanji wabasi mimba pamene mupangiwa kuti mundithandize paja basi ine pano ndapezeka ndi Banda ndiye pano pamundithandiza bwanji pano pene ngothandize bwanji ine tudali munthu wokuguliwa ndiye ngati ndide munthu wokuguliwa ine bepi pikundikhudza tayi.
We are impressed though. Eric has made sure that his 2 wives are close to each other. They cook together and share the same table. Tonight, Eric is spending the night with his elder wife. This doesn't bother his younger wife though. She happily gets ready to sleep while playing with her baby. Life goes on. We also have to retire. As we go to sleep, we'll try to visualize the impact these cultural beliefs are having across the country. With the Erics of this world on the loose, the HIV and AIDS fight is but in vain. With the Department of Disaster Preparedness sleeping, another disaster will strike and lives will be lost.